Okay, welcome to Let Us Book, the wrestling podcast in which we go mano a mano with Vince McMahon's booking team and then get jobbed out by the pencil.
And the I think going mano to mano with the pencil is nice though. Just saying.
Okay, my name is John Sanchez, and as always with me is Chris Devine.
How are you?
All right, we haven't done podcasts in a while, and the two podcasts that I did do, I didn't have any internet, so I couldn't even upload them. And by the time I could, I felt dated.
I mean,
I can upload them.
You can upload it for historical purposes.
Yeah, I'll probably upload them like lost episodes or whatever.
So, I'm really happy that since we're unofficially sponsored by Death Wish Coffee, Death Wish Coffee got their own commercial during the Super Bowl. It was awesome. The dude drank a bunch of Vikings. It was cool. Shout out to Death Wish. I heard you got a fresh pot in the office.
Yeah, so once we're done,
I've had 3 cups of coffee today. I don't know if I can handle that much caffeine.
Dude, it's so cold right now. I literally went into the office and I'm making coffee. It is too cold right now.
I might have a little bit. I have a shot of Death Wish.
I made 10 cups of coffee.
Holy goddamn.
It's too damn cold, man. I'm about to bring in 2 cups of coffee into Forest class later.
All right, well, that's on you. When you get the shakes and the shits, that's on you.
All right. Since we didn't record in a while, I finally figured out how to really structure out the podcast now.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have a plan.
It's
always good to go into these things with a plan.
Yeah, because before we were just basically doing it on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
But now was
fun
it was
too,
it was still fun because we kind of deviated into a lot of other topics easily.
But sometimes seeping into those topics, it kind of just went off track.
You're right,
big time.
But now we have a kind of a structure, and we have 5 points this week. I'm gonna try to make 5-4 points every week.
Yeah,
maybe
fair.
If a lot of stuff happens in a week, we can talk about a lot more. And we finally have a studio to record in. It's kind of soundproof. It's more soundproof than a radio booth.
I mean, more soundproof, but then again, the wind right now.
Yeah, the wind is too heavy.
Being an asshole.
Plus side is all these lights, man. They're gonna heat us up.
You people don't understand how cold it is right now.
Oh my god.
It's a 10-degree wind chill, which I know if you're probably listening to this in Canada or something, you're probably a bunch of wusses. But this weekend, it's supposed to get to 0 degrees. It's supposed to be freezing.
Wonder how many people are gonna go out, man. To go.
It's perfect, dude. Valentine's Day, it's supposed to be frigid.
No, but I want to know how many people are gonna go out because I work the entire weekend. So I'm I hope no one goes out. I can just chill at work.
I got my toque, so I'm ready.
Okay, so the first big news is the unfortunate news of Daniel Bryan being retired now.
I was emo as hell.
I was disappointed. I was were you hoping a Ric Flair, I will never retire at the end of that?
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the punchline. And
then, I
found out he was serious. I'm
when he's getting serious, god damn, he actually is retiring. And that was really
it turns out I didn't realize that he had a lot of concussions.
I didn't either. 10 concussions.
Yeah,
that's already.
But I was reading an article too on Bleacher Report about it and how you kind of have to give props to WWE for not throwing him back in there because if he's had that many concussions, one wrong kick to the head and he has some serious.
Basically ends up like Bret Hart.
Yeah, and
he got that one bad kick in the head from Goldberg and
that was it.
Now look at him.
Yeah, I mean.
And this is no joke, but we don't want another Benoit incident.
No,
that's not a joke.
It's true. I mean,
and also as much as I'm a fan of Bryan, and I would have loved to see Daniel Bryan versus Styles or Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura later down the year. I mean, when all comes down, it's his health first, and then
you have to give them props because now they're way ahead of the NFL.
Yeah,
when it comes to concussion situations like this, but I mean you have to think. No, he's right. I mean, as much as we wanted to see him back in the ring, it's about long term.
Yeah.
Dude's 35, start a family, settle down. And I'm sure they'll give him some kind of role in WWE.
You think he's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, not this year, but next year?
Sometime soon. Yeah, probably not this year, within the next few years.
Because that's what happened with Edge when he had to retire right away. He got inducted the year later.
The year after,
But, do you feel like that's right? I mean, I like the Hall of Fame. Sometimes I like the Hall of Fame. But, do you think there should be a time before from retiring?
Like NFL and MLB does it. You have to wait 5 years.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame also. How many years you have to wait before they
technically 20 years since your debut album.
If we actually put that into wrestling terms, he should be inducted. He's been wrestling for 18 years, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to give a little nod to the Indies there, then yeah, probably. 16 years.
Well, that's why probably he has all those
I think he should
concussions
wait
too.
like
Anyway,
4 or 5 years.
like he probably has all those concussions because of the Indies.
But like, then again, I don't want to. It's weird to think that like, oh, they're just giving it like with Edge. I feel like they were kind of just giving it to him because they felt bad that he, all the injuries he had to retire early. But then again, if you think about it, he had a Hall of Fame career up to that point and could have had even more because he was a world heavyweight champion when he retired. Same thing with Daniel Bryan. He was world champion, got sidelined with an injury, won the IC belt, sidelined by an injury. Yeah. It's a situation where like, hypothetically, he could have been one of the greatest champions of all time had he not gotten injured. Like, injuries are unfortunate, and it's going to happen in wrestling. And it sucks that Bryan lost not 1, but 2 title reigns where he had to forfeit the title in the middle of the ring because of an injury. So, I mean, Daniel Bryan, I just think the whole leading up to WrestleMania 30, the following the mega super over push that he got.
I forgot, like,
one of the greatest pushes in WWE history is Hall of Fame.
What's it called? I forgot about that. The chanting, like when they were crowning Randy Orton as the undisputed champ, and Bryan brought up like everyone like just hijacked. I forgot all about that. I went back to look at that clip and like Triple H couldn't even talk over the crowd.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
It was weird. It's another thing too with Bryan where he doesn't fit Vince's main event. The thing that like CM Punk would always
CM Punk's same, like,
say, "Oh, I don't fit your big muscular guy." Where he's 5'8", 5'9".
Well, it's true. Like,
look 80, soaking wet.
Look who they're pushing right now. It's Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but he's the big powerhouse guy. Deserves to be champion. Daniel Bryan was like, he's like Rocky. He's just the mega underdog. You don't expect him to get anywhere, and people get behind that. That's the kind of character that people like to see succeed.
True.
So. Nah, to Daniel Bryan. He's the modern day Rocky Balboa.
So you said WrestleMania 30. That's your best match for Daniel Bryan, right?
Are we? All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be cliche or anything, but like I said, the mega push that he got, and especially the SummerSlam before that, SummerSlam of 2013, where he beat Cena and then got screwed over when Orton won the title. Just from there all the way up to WrestleMania, it was just this really tense period where like people were like, Are they going to book him to win it, or are they going to screw him over and push him off to the side? And that's where you really saw whether you liked him or not. You wanted to see him succeed. I mean, personally, I liked him. I like it. He's one of those few textbook wrestlers. But I wanted, whether you liked Daniel Bryan or not, you got behind the guy because you just wanted to see him at least get it, at least win. You know what I mean? And I just think that all culminated at WrestleMania. First of all, beating Triple H, which was a really good match.
It was a good match.
And then the triple threat, just the emotions were high, and like there was a lot of near falls with like Orton or Batista.
The Batista bomb into like the backwards RKO onto the table was like
that was sick.
That was
amazing. Sick. And then he's on the stretcher and whatnot, and everyone's like, God damn, like the emotions were so high. And I think just the fact that there were over 70,000 people there simultaneously doing the yes chant, and like. One of the cool sights I've ever seen. That was one of my favorite matches. I was because I'd been behind him for months, hoping he would win it. Yeah. Finally gets it. He gets it in grand fashion. That's my favorite.
Well, mine is Bryan versus Punk over the limit, 2012.
Very good technical
wrestling.
Technical match.
Also, because the idea that these two are wrestling for the championship, two huge indie stars.
Did they?
They didn't main event it though.
Did they fight Ring of Honor?
They did.
They did? Okay.
But like if you go back then when they were in Ring of Honor, would you ever say like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk will be going for the big gold belt?
The big
in WrestleMania.
Gold belt. World heavyweight title.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a name. It's just the big gold belt.
But
Ric Flair's Memorial Championship. Yeah.
Like, would you ever like imagine that actually being a reality?
That's what happens with a lot of guys. Where you see them in indies, and it's one of those things. Like at the time. You're like, man, they're going to be big indie stars for a while. You never really see them getting together. Like, you would have never thought, Samoa Joe was going to end up in WWE, especially
Kevin Owens specifically, too, because, like...
Seth Rollins and...
I know. I think Seth Rollins probably would have made it. He has the look.
Yeah.
And...
Samoa
I think
Joe
Dean Ambrose
and
would probably be...
CM Punk doing those 60-minute Iron Man matches in Ring of Honor all the time, not getting a chance to see them wrestle in WWE, if you gave them the time...
Gave him an Iron
to
Man
let
match.
Samoa Joe.
I wish they had an
CM
Iron Man
Punk.
match again, like an hour-long
I
Iron Man
saw
match.
a friend of mine. He posted it on Facebook. You know how CM Punk and Chris Hero would have those great matches in IWA, like the 90-minute long Iron Man matches. They have the full matches on YouTube, and I swear to God, the other night I watched the whole 90-minute match. And if you're a fan of technical wrestling, that's a match for you.
Okay, link me that later today. I want to watch it. I'm
Okay.
gonna like just watch it on my TV and just like okay, let me watch.
Just bring it up and watch it. Dude.
Yeah.
It's good.
But like that's mine because it's like two indie stars making it to the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same story when Benoit and Guerrero won the belts back then.
Mm-hmm.
Two stars you thought would never win it. It's the same thing with Punk and
Yeah. When
Bryan.
you're talking about when they won at WrestleMania as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's something you
And
probably
those are
never.
two guys that came up with ECW, WCW together.
Yeah, and like Bryan Punk is basically all the indies and Ring of Honor and now WWE. It's like that's
I mean, these
that's
guys,
very impressive.
I mean, when Bryan mentioned during his retirement speech, he's like, most of the guys back there I've been with for 15 years. And if you're not very educated with independent wrestling, you wouldn't understand. You'd be like, oh well, he's only been in for so many. Like that's why that's kind of I guess I mean kayfabe doesn't really exist anymore, but that's kind of breaking it too. Like hey, like I've been wrestling with these guys and wrestling most of these guys since whatever, and they all kind of just get brought up at the same time, I mean, I remember Daniel Bryan was getting his first shots in WWE like 14 years ago when he was on Velocity.
Oh, when he wrestled John Cena?
Yeah, when he wrestled John Cena. Yeah, I mean, they all just kind of, it's like a class. They all just get brought up together. And, too, I mean, when you're wrestling in the indies and you have some of the chemistry, like what Daniel Bryan had with some of those guys, that gets you noticed even more. I think it benefits both parties.
Like one of my dream matches was Angle versus Bryan, and that was Angle's. Like I think he said numerous times like he wants to end his career with Angle versus Bryan.
Well, a lot of guys like to wrestle Bryan. He's just very technical. If you're like I said, if you're a fan of textbook technical wrestling, Bryan is one of those guys where you can kind of both help each other in the ring. So
man, like Daniel Bryan, great career, a lot of good moments. So
hats off.
hope he has a great life.
They'll give him a job or something.
I'd probably do like what Edge and Christian are doing right now.
Daniel Bryan's lumberjack hour with Daniel Bryan. Just have him chop down trees.
Got to put more hours into that network, man. More programming.
Hey, he cut. I can't believe he cut his hair. I love how he acknowledged that. Oh, we gotta acknowledge a giant elephant in the room. I did not want to cut my beard. My mom saw him because my mom's like addicted to Total Divas. And, he doesn't look like a homeless person anymore. I'm like, oh.
All right.
Just have. I swear to God, that'll be a great show. Just have lumberjack hour with Daniel Bryan, and just for an hour, have him chop trees in Aberdeen, Washington.
People will probably watch.
Oh
too.
my God, yeah, I'll watch it. Are you kidding me?
All right, so we're on the road to WrestleMania. You start the road with Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Michael Cole. That's all he says. We're on the Fastlane of WrestleMania.
I was gonna do that pun, but I was like, you know what, screw it. I don't want to be Michael Cole. But like, okay, Royal Rumble. It was actually pretty damn good pay-per-view.
Mark me out of your house.
We all marked, except for that one part when we marked out. We marked out for a wrong reason. When, for some strange reason, the network cut the ending off.
Oh my God, yeah.
Owens versus Ambrose.
Before Owens went through the two tables at the end, the network switched over to a random ass episode of NXT, and we're thinking like, I mean, this is an upgrade. It's NXT, but the Ambrose Owens match was like, it reminded me of like when I went to Wild Wings to watch the Ronda Rousey Holly Holm fight, and the TV's cut off, and everyone started flipping out, and the second it came back, it came on just enough time where Holly Holm brought the leg around and done, and I'm like, a split second later, and it would have popped back on, and you would have seen Ronda Rousey on the ground. We would have missed the knockout.
Well, we did miss.
And we missed Kevin Owens
going through
flown through the tables. Oh my God!
I think that was like the one time we were just like, this is the one time NXT screwed up.
It was like a Dana Brooke Asuka match or something on NXT.
Yeah.
Or Emma and Asuka, and I'm like, I mean, it's NXT, it's an upgrade.
Yeah, but we were like,
watch
man.
this, but
we went back and like Ambrose Owens last man standing match.
My network sometimes when I watch it on my Apple TV in the living room because I have it on like my Xbox and whatever. I got the network on like 4 different platforms in my house.
I have it on my iPad, on this laptop, on my PS3. I'm like,
and when I watch it on the Apple TV in my house, it'll randomly go back to the beginning of the program.
Same.
And, oh my God!
No, it's not the Apple. It's also the PS3 does it.
Does
too.
it really?
Yeah.
Right. My Xbox, I have no problem with it, but like that pisses me off.
I know.
Pisses my dad off so bad. But yeah, Royal Rumble.
Ambrose Owens an amazing
match.
last man standing match. They used so many tables. They used 4 tables. Oh, but it was so great. I love that.
And that was a good starter match too. And you know what? And then have you seen the tag title match?
What's next?
For 10 minutes, that was actually a pretty good match too.
But I'm getting sick and tired of the Usos. They're always the ones who are challenging for the belts. I mean, I'm glad Dudley Boys turned heel now.
Did they really though? I mean, everyone's so kind of sick with the Usos that
they were all
like, "Thank you, Dudley."
It's supposed
Boy.
To be heel.
It's supposed to be, but now you're turning them into the anti-hero, and Vince McMahon doesn't like that. So I'm sure you're just gonna see him go back to. You put the Usos through tables, man. I mean, come on. More tables, more cheers. That's it. That's all.
Well, like if it's the Dudleys versus New Day again,
Dudley get it.
Dudley's gonna get
it going.
If the Dudleys face New Day for the belts, does that make New Day face now?
I mean, New Day is face anyway.
Yeah, people just love New Day.
You can put New Day up against the pencil. They're still face.
I mean, it's Xavier Woods, Mike skills, man. Too strong.
Too strong. Just let him talk. He has the best job in the world.
I know.
He doesn't even really wrestle.
Did you see his YouTube channel? It had Bailey versus Sasha Banks on Mortal Kombat X.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Go on his YouTube channel later. It's literally like Sasha Banks versus Bailey 3. Mortal Kombat X. I'm like,
I thought you meant like they put him in the game or something.
No, like those two were facing each other, and like there was a stipulation for the match. Whoever wins has to do the other one's makeup, so they just do whatever.
I gotta watch that. Right, don't spoil it.
It's hilarious.
Don't spoil it.
But New Day versus Usos. New Day. It's hard for like
finish. I like how
he catches it into the big ending. I was like, oh, that was cool.
That was good. It was a pretty decent match. Because usually the tag matches on pay-per-view suck.
Yeah.
Just tag matches.
Like the last time that was like my favorite tag match was Usos versus Rowan and Harper.
Oh, at Battleground?
Battleground. I know they had it 3 times in a row, but like each time they had it was actually really good.
It was Battleground 2014, I think.
Yeah.
They faced, and it was
really good.
It was really good, yeah.
But I feel like they need to call up Enzo and Cass or another tag team to inject life into that.
Because the tag team division's weak.
Yeah, it's extremely weak. And like Enzo Mori versus Xavier Woods on the mics. Whew.
Oh my god. Stop!
Okay, and after that we had Kalisto versus Del Rio for the US title. Kalisto gets the title back. I know they flip-flop it right before.
Kind of a drawn out. I didn't understand having to win it on Raw, drop it on SmackDown, and so within a week you had 3 title changes.
Yeah.
I just felt like they rushed the him losing it back to Del Rio in the same week.
Yeah, it's just a day.
I mean, yeah, like if had they spent like an extra week or 2 building that up, the match would have felt a little bit more. But you kind of felt like they just threw it in there and drawn out the ending that Kalisto was going to win. Overall, it was still a good match.
It was still a good match.
But
I feel like they didn't know what to do because it was supposed to be Cena versus Del Rio.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do now.
So you want to talk about one hell of a quick audible. Good match, but they rushed the build up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get it again, and I feel like Kalisto's going to keep that belt for a while.
Yeah, people like him. So
he's actually good. We had Charlotte versus Becky. Do you feel like Charlotte needs to lose Ric Flair now? I feel like it's a hindrance, not an asset now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just because you know in every title match, Charlotte's gonna win by Ric Flair getting in there. I understand Ric Flair's the dirty, cheating, whatever, but it hurts Charlotte. It doesn't build her up. Like Charlotte got to where she is now due to her pure wrestling ability. But now, ever since she's been in the main roster, McMahon attaches Flair to her. And it's just like, okay, go in there and interfere and help her win.
I feel like Flair attached himself to her because he's protecting her from doing the whole stupid David Flair thing again.
Oh.
Not David Flair. What was the other son's name? Because I know he has 2 sons. One of them is David Flair, and he's the one that's still alive.
Who's the other one?
I forget, but so they don't do it again. So I bet you Rick literally handpicks the promos to make sure they're not screwing it up.
That was a black guy. That was a major black guy.
But I hope she loses Ric Flair soon.
Yeah, I mean I like Ric Flair,
Charlotte can put on good matches, especially with Becky and Sasha. They can put on great matches.
And the problem is just Ric Flair keeps her from doing that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
because it has to be a story now.
But Ric Flair is hurting. If you had him in every now and then, okay, cool. Yeah. But going out there every week and every match,
Flair coming in to see her win the belt for the first time.
I mean,
That's okay.
What
That's
was
fine.
the last match that he was there where he didn't interfere? This is including Raw and SmackDown. What
Interferes in all of them.
Yeah, he interferes in all of them. So it's like it's just a drawn out ending.
And then lastly, we had Triple H win the Royal Rumble and become champ. I like how you're going but if I've released those past podcasts that I haven't released, you wanted that to happen.
Yeah, but looking back,
I did. I told you I don't want that to happen, and you were like, I want it.
When his music hit, you remember I started on Triple H, whatever. But now looking back on it, I'm just like, there's a couple other people they could have had. I liked that they didn't go with keeping it on Roman.
Yeah. Oh God, I would have been would have been an Iron Man because he entered one. He would have survived it,
even though he was out for half the match.
Rumor is that he went to the back because they had to do an audible to the ending. Apparently, it was supposed to be Triple H and Roman last two, and they're like, no, you have to have Ambrose be the last one. We need Triple H to have heat.
But the problem with having Ambrose in there is that you knew that Ambrose wasn't going to win it because he already has the IC belt. You know what I mean? And which I feel bad for because Ambrose is over.
Yeah. Oh, beyond over.
Oh my God. Well, he has one of the loudest pops that anyone
They're also doing a stupid thing with the build-up to the triple threat match. Ambrose is getting the biggest build-up out of all three of them. I'm like, but we all know he's going to take the spear and lose.
Off topic here, but on Raw, what the hell was the point of having Ambrose go out there, call out Brock Lesnar, and have him get his ass handed to him?
Well, it makes...
And then, boom, that was it.
It also shows Ambrose can take a beating because he never stayed down the entire time.
Yeah,
I think that's what they wanted to do.
He should have at least hurt Brock. You know what I mean? He's like, Brock, come out here and kick my ass. He kicked it. That was it. It wasted 10
I also
minutes.
didn't like that. The only way he got out of it was by a low blow. I'm like, that's why I didn't like the Taker. But but that's why I didn't like the Undertaker. I'm like, so the only way Taker wins is by a low blow.
By a low blow in Minneapolis, in Brock's.
That was the worst.
The only time Undertaker ever got booed.
I'm like, I don't know if you guys plan. Man. Well, I didn't know. Apparently, Fastlane is at Ambrose's hometown.
Cincinnati.
Yeah. No, not because that means when he takes the spear and loses, it's going to be the biggest booze ever.
Oh, Roman.
I'm sorry, but this is the exact same thing as last year.
God, man, they gotta think ahead. They gotta look at the city that they're going to. And
I'm this is exactly like last year. The exact same build-up for the championship match. No one wants Roman there, and they just keep on pushing it and pushing it.
Roman was fine until AJ Styles came in the Royal Rumble.
I was like, he was getting cheered, and then AJ's music, I'm like, oh shit.
He got cheered because he was facing Rusev at the beginning, and then Styles came out at 3, and everyone's like, dude, screw Roman, man. We want AJ.
We got AJ now.
AJ Styles won the WWE title on his first night.
As much as I love AJ Styles, I seriously doubt that was that. You might as well.
He was in there longer than I thought he was.
30 minutes.
Yeah, he was in there
what's called? You saying AJ winning the belt on his first night is like saying, oh man, I can't wait for that John Cena heel turn. Was never gonna happen. You know it to be true.
God.
But okay, so the build up to Fastlane. So far we have 4 matches. There actually isn't a match I want to see.
Becky Sasha against Bad.
I'm glad to see Becky Sasha.
I'm glad to see Becky Sasha on team.
And they're gonna win too. I'm like,
yeah.
Ooh,
Tamina. Ooh.
Apparently,
Charlotte and Brie is a throwaway match.
It is a throwaway. I bet you they're riding on Bryan's sympathy also right now.
They are, and that's what I was gonna say. And here's the thing.
But the match was booked before then, but now they can just ride on it.
I feel like they knew for a few weeks.
I bet you they did know, but I bet you now they can actually use it as a way to push it.
First of all, if Brie wins, I'm gonna cut my left leg off.
There's no fucking way she's gonna win.
Just saying, her husband retired. Let's give her the belt.
They're building up for Sasha.
Then you ruin the WrestleMania match. Yeah, build for Sasha, whatever. Let me just say, I feel bad for Brie Bella because her 2 biggest assets are Nikki and Daniel Bryan. Now he's retired and Nikki's out. She's not a singles competitor.
No,
she has the least amount. She is as cold as the goddamn weather outside. First of all, she's got there's no push. The tank's empty. There's no.
I don't think there was a tank. I'm sorry.
The tank's been disabled. I'm sorry. That's a easy win for Charlotte.
And
Charlotte needs to beat her clean. I'm sorry. If Ric Flair needs to interfere,
if Ric Flair interferes in that match
Brie
just
Bella,
so she wins, I'm like, there's Sasha better win beyond easy then because there's no point.
triple threat that's kind of drawn out.
It's gonna like Roman Reigns is gonna win. Bray Wyatt's gonna interfere.
Bray Wyatt interferes, screws over Brock,
which sucks because like after this whole build up between Brock and Ambrose, I'd rather see Brock versus Ambrose in WrestleMania.
I would. I feel bad for Bray, but dude, like I don't get it. I just don't.
The booking sucks for him. Oh my god. He has an amazing gimmick.
The apocalypse is now. Yeah, you said that the past 5 feuds, and look how it ended. It ended with you losing at the pay-per-view.
Every single one.
Like,
every single.
What's the apocalypse?
I'm
if
like,
you bring out, like, I don't know, a goddamn Ghost of Owen Hart, okay, I gotcha. Like, I don't... Jesus Christ. Like, dude, like, have Bret Hart come out and put someone in a sharpshooter. There's the apocalypse. Be like, yeah, dude, Bret Hart's kicking your ass with fucking liver cancer.
It's just like, they just ruined the Bray Wyatt character. It sucks. He was my favorite.
Once he lost, like, the 3rd feud in a row, I'm like, oh, my God.
He lost 2 feuds with Taker. 2 different feuds with Taker, and he lost them. Couldn't just put him over.
He will never get over now. I mean, he'll be over.
I mean, he's still over, like, with the fans, but like, he'll never get over
with the booking team.
No.
Push Bray Wyatt.
And Kalisto Del Rio. Kalisto's going to win.
Kalisto's going to win.
Also, like, I didn't write this down, but, like, I think they're building up Styles, Jericho, Miz at... No, because we're having Styles Jericho tonight at SmackDown. Oh, also, like, tonight's SmackDown, there's, like, no roster. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho have 3 matches tonight.
What?
It starts off with AJ versus Chris Jericho.
Okay.
It gets broken up with the Social Outcasts interfering. Yeah. And then there's a tag team with AJ and Styles teaming up. AJ, sorry. Jericho and Styles teaming up to face the Social Outcasts. Okay. I don't know which 2 members. I just saw Social Outcasts. And then the end of SmackDown ends with Jericho beating Styles with a Codebreaker.
In like a rematch.
In a rematch. Same night.
Jesus.
Because there's no roster.
Call people up!
There's no roster because a bunch of them are on... I think they're touring somewhere right now.
Oh, they're in Europe right now.
They're in Europe. So, like, most of the roster's gone, and Jericho and AJ have to do 3 matches on SmackDown.
Dude, that sucks. I feel bad for Smack. Just get rid of SmackDown, please.
You want to know why people are getting injured? That's why people are getting injured. You're overusing them.
Call people up. You want to add some spice to SmackDown?
Yeah, you need to
call brands again. Throw some NXT. I know.
We say it all the time. But, like, what's it called? Like, yeah, you need to call people up, but that means you have to sign more people because that means you're gonna bleed NXT dry.
Okay, but don't they have like, fantastic scouts?
They do, but that means the thing about the network is they don't have enough money to keep paying talent or signing talent. That's like the bad thing about the network because they made most of their money with pay-per-views. Like the talent, not the business. That's like the problem with it.
They have a bunch of like NXT rookies who haven't been on TV yet. Like they're still learning, but I mean, I don't know.
But that's Fastlane. Woo. Just looks meh.
Meh.
WrestleMania, we already went over what we think the card's gonna be. It's gonna be Wyatt versus Brock, Charlotte versus Sasha. What do you think Becky's gonna get added?
I think Becky's gonna get added in. I think they're gonna have Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha triple threat for the title, which makes sense. Nice.
Okay, if Sasha wins that night, it sets up the Monday later because we're supposed to get 3 call-ups that Monday.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Which means Bailey loses at Takeover.
Who she's losing to, I'm perfectly fine with.
Asuka. Yeah, I'm fine with
like
that.
all the people like who are rumored to be called up on that Monday, that Saturday, their matches are gonna lose. I'm fine with who they're putting over. Because
Finn losing to Joe, Bailey
Finn
losing to
Joe,
Asuka, and
Zayn loses to Nakamura.
Yeah.
All 3 of them are perfectly fine to be put over.
Austin Aries and Corbin should be good.
I can't wait to see Austin Aries. Cannot wait to see Austin Aries. And we get Dash and Dawson versus Jordan Gable. These guys
American Alpha. I just like Jordan Gable. Can we just say Jordan Gable?
Can we just call him the world's greatest tag team? I'm sorry, Haas and Benjamin, but if you want your name back, you have to wrestle Jordan Gable and give us that 5-star match.
And lose.
It would still be an amazing match.
God.
That's my ultimate dream match. Like Jordan Gable versus Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. That's like my ultimate dream match.
Where are Benjamin and Haas up to now?
I know Benjamin's in Japan. I think it's like not New Japan. I think it's in the other
some other Japanese promotion.
I think Haas is semi-retired. Like he does it and then he doesn't do it sometimes.
Oh, all right. Yeah, didn't we look that up? Yeah, he's semi-retired.
But okay, so Takeover already has the card out.
I was gonna say with WrestleMania, I think Undertaker will find someone to fight. I don't know.
Right now, the big plan is Braun Strowman, but I think Taker's trying to nix that, saying no.
Yeah, because he'll get
he'll
get so messed up.
This is what the rumor is right now, is that they're trying to sign Goldberg.
I saw that. I did read that.
And I think that's why they
Goldberg and Ryback.
Yeah, I think that's why they changed Ryback's outfit to look like Goldberg. That's my theory.
Did you hear everyone chanting Goldberg on Raw?
It took like when was 2012, so like 3-4 years ago. It was that Goldberg chant, and they finally got rid of that Goldberg chant, and you decide to bring it back by dressing up like Goldberg.
Can Goldberg still wrestle? How old is he now? Jeez.
He's like 46, 47. Apparently he's still in shape.
I mean, yeah, oh yeah.
Apparently he's still in shape, and like he does want to wrestle, just so he can.
But he can't. He's not a technical wrestler.
No, that too. But like he wants to wrestle just like so his son can finally see him like wrestle in live. Cause like he had his son after he retired, or like retired.
That'd be cool.
Right now, like WWE and TNA are trying to sign him.
And TNA.
Yeah, and TNA. But okay, the Takeover card, Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin, which I think is gonna be good.
Yeah,
Corbin's getting better.
Slowly.
He's not having squash matches anymore. He's actually wrestling people.
He's wrestling legit talent.
Yeah. Dawson and Dash versus Jordan Gable. Jordan Gable
Cruz beats Samson.
Cruz will beat Samson, which I like.
When Cruz comes up to the main roster, because you got to fill up a spot now because Tyler Breeze is dead. So
can you send Tyler Breeze back to NXT? Can you like reverse call down?
He's so over it, dude. He's so over the main roster right now. He hates it. He just
I know we want people to get called up. Can we call down people?
And it's funny because that's technically getting sent down as a promotion. So
you get more time.
That's like when you're playing I'll just think like
major
hockey.
leagues.
Yeah,
you're in the major leagues, and you're can I go back to the minors? It's much better.
Well, it's like if you're on an NHL team, and the minor league team is running for a championship, and the major league team's like in the last place. Like, can I just go down there to win a minor league championship? I'd rather be you know
something useful.
Because
that's what it is.
I hope the rumor's true that NXT just becomes a separate brand.
It kind of already is.
It is, but I hear in 2017 they want the Evolve indie promotion to take over the Full Sail University, and they'll be airing on the network.
Okay.
And NXT will be actually traveling around
on TV.
Yeah, no, not TV. It'll be on the network, but it'll be traveling around. So maybe weekly shows.
Okay.
Which. Man, if they have more chances to come to Philadelphia, more chances I can go see.
Are they coming to Philly next week? Oh, yeah. Tickets.
We already.
Tickets for Raw already sold out. So.
Well, it's 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Kind of saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, I had ticket. They had tickets down on the floor during the pre-sale, $50 each. And I told my dad to jump on it, and he didn't. And now we're SNL. They want $80 for the nosebleeds. I'm like, dude, I'm
how much did you pay for the nosebleeds? Because you were kind of in the nosebleeds. Yeah. 24, right?
29. I think.
29, right?
But I'm like, dude, on the floor, right by the ring, $50 a ticket. I'm like,
when Reigns comes up here and you push him, nah. I got mine. But okay. Right now, based on what the cards look like, Takeover is gonna overshadow WrestleMania. It's the night before.
It's gonna overshadow it anyway.
Yeah.
Unless The Rock fights Austin again.
Nah. Austin already said I'm not wrestling, and Rock said I can wrestle because the insurance company for the next movie won't cover it.
Oh, of course. God damn
so,
Rock.
Nope. Oh, Ronda Rousey going to be filming, so there was a planned Stephanie McMahon versus Ronda Rousey match. Axed.
Well, Dana White didn't want Ronda
No,
Rousey
it didn't matter.
Oh, it didn't?
Didn't matter. She was going to do it.
Oh, well then.
And now, but she's shooting a film at the same time, so out.
God damn it, movies. Damn it, Hollywood. Ruining our wrestling.
But, also, the next night of WrestleMania, Raw after WrestleMania, which is always the best Raw. We're supposed to get Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, and Bayley called up.
Wait, I thought Finn.
No, not Finn. Samoa Joe is going to get called up.
Samoa Joe. So wait, Finn beats Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. Samoa Joe.
Samoa.
Samoa.
If we're going what the card looks like, Reigns is going to win the belt again. I want Samoa Joe to interrupt the main event and put Roman Reigns in Coquina Clutch. I want that to end Raw. I will mark out.
And Raw or WrestleMania?
No, Raw.
Raw.
It's Roman Reigns wins the main event of Raw, and then you see Samoa Joe come out of nowhere, Coquina Clutch, sets up the next pay-per-view. Joe versus Reigns.
I'm so in already.
That's my That's what I would book.
That's how you would book it?
That's how I would book it.
It's pretty over.
And like Sasha like celebrating how she went, and then you see Bailey come up, and then we get Sasha Bailey again.
Doesn't attack or anything, just comes out and just face to face kind of thing.
Oh, you know the crowd will go marking out because like that's an NXT crowd.
You hear the music kick on and a wacky waving arm flailing two men come out of nowhere. It's like,
the
oh yeah.
Greatest thing about that crowd of Raw after WrestleMania, it's basically an NXT crowd with a bunch of marks.
Oh yeah.
So the minute you see Sasha versus Bailey on the screen, the crowd's gonna go.
I mean,
ape shit.
Bailey Sasha at Brooklyn is still the greatest match.
That's so good
in the past few years. So
good. I still watch that match. It's so good.
So does Shay. So.
I know. Oh man, just imagine that match in front of WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 33.
Sasha Bailey.
Can we book WrestleMania 33? Dude, I'm saying if ESPN can come out with the next 25 Super Bowl winners, which they're saying the Eagles will win Super Bowl 75 in like 2032, they're going to beat University of Alabama because college football and NFL is going to merge. I said, okay, now we're...
This is beyond fantasy.
I'm like, first of all, if I got to wait 25 years for a Super Bowl, kill me, but I don't want to get off topic here.
Okay.
Your recent signings...
Okay, recent signings, like how great these signings are. Like we got AJ Styles and Austin Aries. Those two are locked signs.
Yeah.
Like Austin Aries is locked. Like he's signed. He's
ready to go.
It's not gonna be like James Storm, which was there and they went back. No, like Austin Aries
they want to keep him.
Austin Aries already has merch. Already bought his shirt. It's coming in next week. Can't wait. I can't wait for that shirt to come in too, man. I have like so many freaking wrestling shirts. I'm gonna buy the Daniel Bryan shirt, the new one, the thank you one.
I'm gonna buy that one. Jump in on that too.
I'm gonna buy that one.
The sale of the day.
Actually, I wanted that to be a gimmick for our show, like in the middle of the show. Like, so Chris, what is the sale of the day?
I thought that's what we did already because I
know, but like usually it was random. But I was gonna like, you know what? I should just add it as part of the show now. Just like, what's the sale day? Because I want to put this out today, like on Thursday. It's gonna go up later tonight.
My phone just had like a mega seizure. Where's the WWE
app? Like AJ Styles, Austin Aries, I cannot believe these two are actually in WWE.
Divas Valentine's Day photo. I'll look at this later. Shop.
But like
the sale of the day. It's probably something stupid. 25% off all orders. Use code SAVE25.
Not bad sale.
Today only. So
today
make sure you get it up today.
Yeah, it's gonna be up today later. Like the only thing I'm probably gonna add is probably the ending song, but like we'll get to that later. But like, when was the first time you saw AJ Styles? Like I know it was TNA. Like, do you remember like what was the first match? I remember the first rivalry.
AJ Styles and I can't remember if he was facing Christopher Daniels or Abyss. It was one of the two.
I remember the first rivalry I found was AJ Styles. It was AJ Styles teaming up with Christopher Daniels versus LAX.
I remember LAX.
I saw that. I was like, yo, man, I like Daniels and Styles team. I was like, yo, this is a kick-ass team.
Do you remember the pop when AJ Styles first won the world title in TNA when he beat Kurt Angle, and like everyone stormed the ring? And first of all, why didn't they let? I mean, I probably understand why, but I really wish they let him keep his TNA theme. So good, so good. And end with that. End with that.
I was gonna end with Daniel Bryan.
Or that too.
I was gonna end with
mash it up. Ooh. DJ Sanchez.
Like, I'm glad I didn't know AJ Styles owned his gimmick. I thought TNA owned it, the phenomenal one. I thought TNA owned it. AJ Styles
because I think he had that in Indies too. It's like CM Punk. That's his.
Yes. I didn't know he owned it. So like hearing like the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, I was like, oh man.
You ever hear like CM Punk when he was on the Colt Cabana podcast, and he was like, he's like, oh, I get little kids all the time tweeting to me like, you need to change your name because you're not in WWE anymore. Okay, you little bastard. CM Punk has been me since I was like 13. Oh yeah. Screw off.
Oh, I love Punk. Punk's getting back surgery now, so let's keep pushing that fight.
Yeah,
I'm like.
He will never fight in UFC.
I'm like I'm just like
gonna...
just retire. Like you can't even wrestle either, man, with all these surgeries. Also,
it's because of that giant cyst on his ass or whatever it was.
I'm just like, I know he's probably like
all
say I'm not retired.
Probably getting knocked out in the first round. He's gonna take a fucking.
I just want to see the fight.
Bam.
I don't even want to. I don't care if he wins or loses. I just want to see the fight.
It's gonna be on pay-per-view. Gotta buy it.
Yeah. Like, that's it. And I'm just like, I just want to see the fight. That's it. I don't care if he wins, loses. I just want to see him in the fucking octagon. That's it.
Get nailed.
He gets nailed? I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with this.
He'll get knocked out and be like, I want to go back to WWE.
And it's going to be like, get out. No, actually, probably now with all the injuries and all the retirements, you probably
take him. I mean, there hasn't been a Raw yet over the past few years where they didn't at least start a CM Punk chant. I mean, come on.
It's basically the chant. It's not the board.
It's
it's basically chant. If you're bored, like CM Punk, it's like you're bored. Yeah.
Yeah, or they do the wave. One of the two.
It's one of those two. But AJ Styles is there. It's just like Shinsuke Nakamura. He's not signed yet. Like I read that.
But even they are hinting at it.
They're not that they're hinting at it. It's like he's gonna wrestle at Takeover. That's automatic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like he needs to pass his physical test in order for them to fully sign him.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't pass it, he's gonna lose to Zayn and get sent back to New Japan. But if he passes,
they'll still let him wrestle.
They'll still let him wrestle. It'll just be a one-off.
But
like if he passes his physical test, he's gonna beat Zayn. He's gonna get signed.
That's gonna be a good match, though.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
Like okay, we'll get to dream matches later. But Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Bullet Club, they're still trying. They don't know what to do with him though. Like they don't know if they want to put him in NXT with Balor, or just put him already in the main roster and just cause.
Well, the thing is,
because either one is a good idea though.
Yeah, but then again, if you put him in NXT with Balor, I feel like that keeps Balor from getting up to the main roster.
Well, I hear like they don't want to call him up yet because he's the heart of NXT and they need to find that suitable replacement for Balor. Because like once you call Balor up, you need that.
Cruz.
I'm down with Cruz. It could be Austin Aries also.
Sure, but you got to build Aries up first.
Yeah, I think that's what. Maybe that's what they're trying to do.
It takes time. I mean, it's a good thing. It's what Triple H is doing. Don't rush him. You know what I mean?
But like if they put him with Balor down there, that'd be cool to have a faction in NXT because there's no factions there. They're tag teams with no factions. Tag teams
with no factions, yeah.
That'd actually be pretty cool. I mean, like the last faction was the Y family.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
That was the last faction. That was like 3-4 years ago.
Was the Shield a faction in NXT, or did
they
threw them together?
They threw them together, and then they did the because Rollins was still NXT champ when they had the Shield come up.
Okay.
And then they just threw him in there just to lose the belt, so they can fully be called up.
Like they usually do when they call the champ up.
But like it'll be cool to see him there, or you can have Anderson and Gallows debut the main roster, and just like they can be like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, just beating basically the outsiders, just beating up everyone until you find out who's the leader.
Finger poke of doom.
But like they can like wreck around the main roster, and then like you trying to figure out who the leader is, and it's either you can call Balor to be the leader again, or you can just have AJ Styles turn and be the leader. Ooh. Either one, like it doesn't matter.
To the dream matches. Can we please get to the dream?
Okay, just like talk Austin Aries. Like Austin Aries, he was my favorite when like TNA was going downhill. Austin Aries was like the shining beacon for me. I was like, he's so cool. Can you just sign him?
I want to be him.
He has. I can't wait for his shirt. Literally.
You're just checking every day.
I'm like, I can't wait. I didn't know the Styles shirt, what's it called, mailed out until like me and my mom have the same job. So she's like, what you order? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, there's a package waiting for me. I'm like, oh, it must be my shirt. And I checked on my phone, like, yeah, shirt delivered. I'm like, oh, it's my AJ Styles shirt. Can't wait to go home.
Oh, cool.
But okay, I think they're doing great on signings.
Oh yeah,
I think they're just hitting. Like, William Regal is one of the head scouts. That's why he has an eye. And also, okay, so dream matches. What are your big dream matches for this year?
Me first?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna save the best for last. I'd like to see either AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
I wanted to put that for this year, but I want that as my I want that as WrestleMania, next year's main event.
Okay, so 2017.
I want that as like Mania, like imagine Mania, Balor, Styles.
Styles versus Seth Rollins.
That's also that's why again.
New Day versus Bullet Club. That's just out there.
That would be cool though.
That's just out there. It's probably not gonna happen, but it's a dream match. And then this one, my last one, and this is like my number one, and only because it can very well happen, and if they book it right, it can be one of the most fantastic things ever. Fatal 4-Way for Divas title, the 4 Horsewomen.
It is probably one.
I mean, come on.
Book it for SummerSlam, since like Bayley's gonna be here.
Come on.
Yo, and SummerSlam is in Brooklyn again.
Is it real?
They have a 3-year contract. It's gonna
Can
be
we go?
I'm about to say, do you want to go?
Yes.
Okay, we'll start setting it up now so we can
Oh
go.
God. Oh God.
But like, yeah, like this year and next year they're gonna be at Brooklyn, and also NXT Brooklyn will be the night before. Also, we'll start planning.
You gotta plan months ahead. Yeah, but that 4 Horsemen Fatal 4-Way for the Divas title. That's my number 1 dream match for the year.
They did it before and it was amazing. Do it again. They're even more polished because I feel like they're more polished now.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll
like
be
I said,
even more amazing. My dream matches, I have just a bunch of Styles matches because, I don't know, we finally have AJ Styles here, and I always had these dream matches. I want Styles versus Finn. That's something.
Great.
They never wrestled before.
But that'd be a great tactical.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they never wrestled before. The fact that you can have, like, first time ever. Not just, like, first time
WWE. And you can
first time
promote
ever.
it like that, too. Like, first time ever, Styles and Finn.
Styles versus Cena.
Cena wins.
I don't care because, like, you're basically having the TNA
number one TNA guy against the number 1 WWE guy.
It's a dream match,
and then Cena crushes him because he's.
It's Cena. It'll probably be a good match too. Probably a great match. Like Cena
kicks out of the Styles Clash 500 times.
Oh my god! AJ comes to the ring with that shirt, Styles Clash band, cashing checks, breaking necks, and Cena's like, no.
Cena will break his neck 3 times, the 3 different Styles Clashes, and still win.
Okay,
John Cena.
I also want Samoa Joe versus John Cena.
That's very well possible.
Like, I also want that match.
Very well possible.
I want New Day versus Enzo and Cass. Like, I want them to get called up, and I want that match already.
Enzo versus Xavier on the mic.
Also, I didn't write this down because I just thought of it right now. I want Shinsuke Nakamura, if he does get signed, I want him versus Brock Lesnar. I want the stiffest match in history. Because that's what Shinsuke Nakamura is known for. He's the king of strong style. Versus Brock Lesnar, who just kills. I'm like, I want that match. I want like stiffest match. It's basically gonna look like a UFC match in a WWE ring.
I'm in.
Like, I want that match.
I think about it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other ones in there. Cruz and Rollins. Ooh. I don't think they would call Cruz up, but Cruz is one of those
dream
guys.
Match.
Yeah, dream. All right, I get
dream match. I would like to see Austin Aries versus Randy Orton. Oh, I want Styles versus Randy Orton because Randy Orton always tries to reverse a person's finisher into an RKO. I want to know how you reverse the Styles Clash into an RKO. I know, right? You're thinking about it, right?
Okay. I might need you to stand up for this. No, I'm kidding.
But right? Like, you're thinking about, because that's what we thought about, like, the curb stomp. Like, how are you going to do a curb stomp into an RKO? And basically, you just boost the guy up.
Push him all the way up. And then
we didn't think about that.
And you just sit there and just wait for him to come back down.
But we didn't think about that back then. I didn't think about that, at least. I was trying to figure it out. I thought he was just going to slip under.
I think my favorite reversal into an RKO is when he did to Evan Bourne.
Shooting star pressing.
Shooting star KO.
It's, oh, man. God. Like, that's the one thing Orton's amazing at. It's, like, hitting his finisher.
Like, and doing the reversals into an RKO in the video game is fun as hell too. So
like, that's why that's why I want Styles versus Orton. I'm like, I just want to know how you reverse the finisher into an RKO.
I'm sure if you Google that, someone has
a theory. Like, this is my theory on Styles Clash
he
into
slips out, up, over, and bam. Oh, I don't know. There's probably some sophisticated, long detail. About
this is a dream match that, even if it was possible this year, it would never happen. Undertaker versus AJ Styles, just for the nicknames to sell the match. The Phenomenal One versus the Phenom. Just for that, alone.
Man. It's the name, man.
It's just like the name,
Italian style.
Basically, that's like the only reason I want the match. Is like just for the names.
Just
like
for the name.
That's like that.
Apollo Creed meets the Italian style.
Sounds like a monster movie.
Sounds like a damn monster movie.
A lot of Rocky references today.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. Do you think if it was strongly rumored that Undertaker and Cena were supposed to face at Mania, do you think if Cena gets healthy enough, they do Taker and Cena at SummerSlam?
I think they'll save it up for next year's Mania.
If they don't pull the trigger on like Cena versus Joe or Styles or anyone else.
Like SummerSlam?
If he has no build-up feud going into SummerSlam, you think they can...
They'll probably pull the trigger then.
But that's like I said, pending if he doesn't have anything else going on.
Oh, I also want Styles versus Cesaro. That's what I forgot. They never wrestled either. That's another first-time match.
Talk about little, like, maybe mini tag team matches, like
but never had one-on-one matches. Like
Does Tyson Kidd ever come back, or is he like?
It's a neck injury, man. Like I think it takes a while.
Never mind. It was a Cesaro and Kidd against like Enzo and Cass or something.
Cesaro and Kidd versus Gable and Jordan.
Oh, god damn it, Sanchez.
But those are my dream matches. Also, like I was gonna spin this topic off into something. I might do a second podcast show for the channel. Dream matches. It'll just be me and whoever wants to. We'll have one dream match, and then we'll like try to book it in our heads.
Oh god, that could take forever. We could talk for hours about why I want.
So like I'm gonna make like a big giant book of dream matches. Talk to you, Jeff, anyone who wants to also be in it, and like every week will just be me and someone different in the chair.
Okay.
And we'll have like, this is how we will book
coffee time with Sanchez and
basically, like, and it won't be like people who are around now. Like we can have like, what if Bret Hart versus Daniel Bryan, like Bret Hart in his prime versus Daniel Bryan in his prime. How will we book
the Rocky Balboa computer?
Yeah, basically that's actually what I was thinking. Was like the Rocky Balboa. Like, what if we get these two wrestlers?
What if you take two guys? So what if you took Big Show and Andre the Giant? That kind of thing. Undertaker, Sting.
Yeah, basically.
That's my background on my Xbox. One achievement for WWE 2K16. It's Undertaker and Sting face to face. It's mega photoshopped, but it looks so legit. That's my background. I'm like, dude, just like there's my profile right there. That's all you need to know about me. This is what I want.
Like Sting versus Balor, like full on Balor, pink gimmick versus
Demon versus the Vigilante
versus the Crow. Basically,
it's the name, man.
It's literally like, I feel like that's what sells things too. It's like it's the name, man.
The Beast versus. Oh wait, what they have?
Cena and... No, I like Brock versus Punk. It was the Beast versus the best.
That's what it was.
Because then next year
I said the best. I'm like, wait, who was the best? And I'm like, it's CM Punk.
Because then they had the Beast versus the Champ, with John Cena versus Brock.
The champ is here.
But I mean, man, we actually not bad. This new structure actually feels like.
I feel like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, like every like Monday, I'll give you like what we'll be talking about
for that Thursday.
For that Thursday, we'll get it out that week. That same day, we'll get it out. Like I'm just gonna have class and then I'll just edit it real quick.
Yeah, you got a lot of free time now on Thursdays, right?
Yeah, man, I don't work on Thursdays no more.
We don't have no.
But I work on Monday now. But I missed the first hour. Of...
No, 8 a.m.
Missed the dude though. He was a highlight.
Oh my god. Highlight of the fall semester.
But no trash can in here, man.
Damn it!
I feel like I'm gonna buy a trash.
Where's the Randy Orton at?
Where's the Randy Orton at? But hey, thanks for listening to Let Us Book.
Like us up. We have 23 likes. We're getting there.
Yo, also I'll be putting on our reaction to AJ Styles in the description. That actually has like 46 views right now.
Ooh,
it's our...
How many views do you need for you to start getting paid?
More than 46.
Damn.
I'll
just keep hitting refresh.
But I'm gonna put the descriptions. The description's gonna have the Facebook page.
Okay.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to have like two videos every week.
Okay.
Like our podcast and then the dream match.
Okay.
Which the dream match won't be that long anyway. It'll probably be like a 30-minute audio.
30-minute talk.
Basically like me and another marking out of having these.
We should get a marketing mark.
We don't have a friend named Mark that is Mark about wrestling.
Mark.
We should try to find that.
Put it up on the Facebook page to help looking for a Mark. we need a friend named Mark.
We're gonna copyright that. Looking for a Mark. If we ever figure out another show, that's gonna be one of the titles.
Marking with Mark.
No, like looking for a Mark. How about if we try to convince people to become wrestling fans? It's like looking for a Mark. Okay, that's another show.
All right. Okay, this is for off mic conversation.
But thanks for listening. Every Thursday there will be a podcast. I'm gonna try to see maybe every Saturday the dream matches.
We apologize with the winter break.
Yeah.
And blizzards and whatever other excuse Mother Nature has.
Yeah.
For keeping us from doing it.
But like I'm gonna try every Thursday. We'll have the Let Us Book podcast. Every Saturday it'll probably be the fantasy matchup. I'll try to figure out a fancy name for that.
Gotcha.
And anytime we're gonna have probably reaction videos for NXT Takeover and Wrestlemania. Try to make that a thing. Basically reaction videos.
For Fastlane? No.
You really want to?
I'm just how much joy on one.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have a big weekend, WrestleMania weekend.
WrestleMania weekend's just like
God,
just chilling in my house.
My free giant sub. And
Just gonna be chilling in my house, basically. Everyone for. But thanks for listening. My name is John Sanchez, and this is Chris Devine. And let us book.
Please.
It's probably gonna be Daniel Bryan's song playing right now.